Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where we don't just report the news, we dissect it, expose the hypocrisy, and call out the betrayals that the establishment desperately wants buried. We're deep into the Charlie Kirk assassination fallout. And today we're hitting the hardest truth yet. Turning Point USA is not honoring Charlie's wishes. In fact, it's actively going against everything he stood for. Everything. We've already laid out the eerie lack of real sadness in those raw scene videos, people milling around like it's nothing, while the media machine cranks out performative tears and Erika stone cold composure, her outright lies, her creepy demonic eyes, her lies about the threats that Charlie was receiving, denied until caught, then backpedaling. Her detached public demeanor, Stacy Sheridan's creepy memorial speech calling him naive with the audacious innocence, reducing the empire builder to her little brother, despite him reportedly not even liking her much, positioning herself as the protective overseer to a man who was supposed to be the visionary boss. But let's connect the dots to the bigger betrayal. TPUSA itself, Charlie built this organization from the ground up as a fierce defender and free speech, campus conversation, limited government, America First principles, and unapologetic Christian faith. He wanted to be remembered above all for his faith, not political wins, but sparking a spiritual revival among America's youth. He preached fighting tyranny, exposing corruption, standing against globalist influences, and putting America and its families first. In his own words from resurfaced clips, he dreamed of a nation of thriving, God-loving families, not endless foreign entanglements or donor-driven agendas. Yet look what's happening now. Erika steps in as CEO, conveniently, what Charlie wanted, they claim, and the direction shifts hard. Whispers from insiders, leaked texts, and public shifts show TPUSA doubling down on pro-Israel shilling, cozying up to the influences Charlie was reportedly questioning and rejecting in his final days. He was vocal about his certain foreign lobbies, donors, pressures, and even financial concerns at TPUSA. He wanted audits, transparency, no more blind allegiance to big money that compromised the mission. Instead, post-death, its expansion into geopolitical strategies, he explicitly opposed firing staff who might push back and pivoting to a new direction. That smells like the very establishment capture he rallied against. Charlie refused hush money offers, pushed back on endless wars and foreign entanglements, prioritized domestic revival, faith, family, freedom. TPUSA today, it's frozen in his image publicly while quietly morphing into something he'd fight tooth and nail. More donor-pleasing, less confrontational on the real threats he was awakening young people to. The Make Heaven crowded tours and events, noble on the surface, but in context, it feels like repackaging his faith message to fit a sanitized, profitable narrative, while ignoring the spiritual warfare he warned about, including infiltration and betrayal from within. This isn't carrying the torch, it is extinguishing it. Charlie's legacy was bold, truth-telling, not compromise for cash or power. If he were here, he'd be the first calling this out, demanding accountability, transparency, and a return to the core fight against the machine. That's now wearing his organization's skin. Folks, the pattern is undeniable. Emotionless insiders, manufactured grief elsewhere, lies from those closest, condescending tributes, and now an organization strained from his explicit vision. It's not honoring Charlie, it's exploiting him. If this fires you up like it does me, smash that like button and subscribe. Hit the bell and drop your thoughts below. Have you noticed a shift in TPUSA? What do you think Charlie would say today? Share clips, theories, anything. Let's keep digging. Because that's what Charlie would want us to do. So I've put together and compiled quite a few things here. Just a pattern. You can see the pattern just as clear as day. Let's start here.
Charlie Kirk, my incredible husband at UVU, Caleb has persisted with the same gift. Grit. It has been a long day. Trust me, you're not a grifter, honey. It's all good.
Yeah, Erika, it's hard to stay on point when it's nothing but lies. It's messy. Can't keep up with it.
Charlie's legacy, and Charlie's up in heaven just having...
He's rooting us on. I know that.
He's so rooting.
He's so rooting them on, guys. So rooting them on. Every step of the way, he is rooting them on. Imagine. I don't know. In your opinion, is Charlie up in heaven rooting them on? It's disgusting. Truly disgusting. And then Stacy Sheridan is whole nother. I've been trying to dive as deep as I can into her, and it's a challenge trying to find out. It's a challenge trying to put all the pieces together to all these people and their entanglement and craziness. But Stacy Sheridan definitely holds a part here.
Stacy Sheridan. 8 years ago, I met Charlie in a crowded ballroom in West Palm Beach at a David Horowitz Freedom Center event. We spoke briefly, we exchanged cards, and I thought nothing of it. What ultimately made me want to join Charlie's cause and Charlie's team, because he began a quest to hire me after meeting me. I was reluctant at first, but it was his naive audaciousness to change the world that ultimately sold me. It was the best decision I've ever made, and I've never...
She's never looked back, guys. Best decision she's ever made. Well, we know at the end, Charlie was not a fan of Stacy Sheridan. I suspect he knew that money was being funneled into... I suspect he had knowledge that she had something to do with it. In my opinion, allegedly. All of this is in my opinion and allegedly. But her bold, in your face... his naive, it's just gross. It's like she's like right in our face, just basically telling us what. And here's Tyler.
Rally in Trump rally history right here in Arizona in 2015. I got a call from Miss Erika Kirk. Miss Arizona 2012. I just want to help, she said. So naturally, I put her right behind the president at that first rally. After that, we talked. It was obvious she was the perfect person for the job that Charlie and I had devised in one of our 24-hour planning sessions. I wanted to hire her. I only had one problem. Charlie Kirk wanted to date her. Long story short, I was very worried he was going to scare her off and screw it up. And I was going to lose this incredible prospect. Like all things he put his mind to, Charlie accomplished everything he put his mind to. They immediately fell in love, and I lost an employee.
Again, he lost an employee and they fell in love. No, Tyler, I tend to think she was not the perfect person. And I think because of his faith values and whatever, he was a target. And people, if you put the timeline together here, Stacy Sheridan, Tyler Boyer, Terrell Farnsworth, gosh, who else? Dan Flood. All these people came on after Tyler came on. So Tyler brought in these people, and I suspect, in my opinion, they had already been scamming and knew each other from long before, unbeknownst to Charlie, sadly. And here's...
Erika wanted me to share with you what happened after that shot rang out on September 10th. I was standing 25 feet from my beloved friend, just off his right. Why was I there?
We don't know, Frank. Why were you there? It's a wonderment. And it's a wonderment that at his memorial, you were asked to come out and say Erika Kirk asked you to explain what happened on that day at his memorial service. And I think it's a totally inappropriate context, in my opinion. And she sent the one person out, the pastor, thinking that he was going to be able to, convince everybody of their lies and manipulation, in my opinion. And it just didn't work out for y'all. It just did not work out. Let's see.
And that's when the great Mikey McCoy showed up. Actually, he was there just before that happened. And 23 years old, he's calling the vice president. He's calling Erika. He's sending a plane to get Erika. He's talking. He's asking the doctor real hard questions.
So, in anybody's experience here, in what world does somebody get to call the vice president on speed dial? Odd. Again, odd. And just the way he frames his words, and he's cautious, and it's all just sketchy. And then let's not forget the Fort Huachuca and all that came up, and she's not been able to prove an alibi. In my opinion, I believe she was there and she was seen. I believe there's probably pictures. But she sent, Andrew to do her bidding and her dirty work to Gerber at Paramount to send the picture of none other than her fake ass kids with her finger over it. And it was live streamed despite Andrew not wanting it to be. And those are clearly not her kids. The little girl is still way littler than that little girl. And the boy is a baby. And she thought we were going to be stupid enough to fall for that? Not a chance in hell, Erika. Not a chance in hell. All I can say to that is...
Stop. Stop.
No, Erika, you stop. Okay, and then we have... No, I'm sorry.
And that's when the great Mikey McCoy
Oh, wrong
showed
one,
up.
Sorry. My bad. So, this was another one that I found for Air Force or E-Force One LLC. It was formed April 2nd, 2025, just 10 months ago. And oddly, and I say oddly, my bad. This, hold on one second. Sorry, I dropped the ball on that one. So, if you can see them names there of the directors and officers: Brian Kennedy, member and manager; Donald Hoffman, member and manager; Effective Management Systems LLC, Larry Guinta, Lori Franzway, Michael Mallory. And I've been digging into Michael Mallory too. He seems to be associated with Stacy Sheridan. Larry is obviously Lori's husband. But Donald Hoffman, I still got to do some digging here. I have not proven or disproven that he has any relation to Jake Hoffman, the senator dude. If there is a relation there, that's a serious problem, because he's been extorting some hella money. So, again, allegedly, in my opinion, and I have not proven whether Donald Hoffman is related to Jake Hoffman, but I tell you, coincidences here seem to be in abundance. And then we got this tweet from Harrison Smith. I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. So again, this is how he was living the last few weeks of his life, in fear. And mind you, he didn't sleep in his bed the night before he went to UVU. I don't know why. I can only speculate. But this is Erika back there in the back, standing next to Cabot Phillips with some strange kid in the middle. And Tyler Boyer's actually there too. And this is before Erika met Charlie. They met around this time. He already knew Tyler. And then, everything went to shit after that. Stacy Sheridan was brought in, and she completely manipulated him and portrayed to be someone that she was not. And this, we've mentioned a couple times. Erika Kirk's Jewish uncle, Jack Solomon, was a board member for the New Center of Jewish Studies at Utah Valley State College. In 1995, Kirk's Jewish uncle, Jack Solomon, was a board member for the New Center for Jewish Studies at Utah Valley State College. The goal of the center was to bridge the gap between Jews and Mormons and guide the relationship with Israel. So I know that it says state there, and I'm about to put up another one here, acknowledging that it did used to be called state. Solomon specifically quoted in his article by Desert News, "It should also be noted that UVU used to be known as UVSC, but it is the same university." And you can see the quote down here. Yes, Jack Solomon is Erika Kirk's uncle by marriage to her paternal aunt, Carla Franzway. Jewish is evidenced by his longtime involvement in fostering Jewish-Mormon relations through board membership at the Center of Jewish Studies at Utah Valley State College, now UVU. So anybody that tries to sidestep that, there you go. That's covered too. And then let's see. So again, the people surrounding him, this would be Tyler, smiling at the memorial. I mean, there's no words. I mean, there is, but it wouldn't be appropriate for this show. But no tears, no stress, no, what the fuck are we gonna do? Oh my God, I just lost my best friend. No. Moving on with a smile. And there's Mikey at Charlie's memorial. Big old smile. We all know that Mikey walked away with no speed or pressure or earnest chance to get the hell out of there or fear of being shot. Just nonchalantly walked away. There he is smiling at the memorial. No tears. I mean, even at 23 years old, I mean, emotion of some sort. Oh my God. Devastation. Anything. Nothing. There's Elizabeth McCoy, his wife. She seems to be just looking at him like, you're the man, or I don't even know how to interpret the way she looks. We know she was in charge of event coordinating, so I don't know. Sus. And then this is Justin Strife. Justin Strife is not smiling. He seems to be in shock, in my opinion. I mean, I'm no professional, but it doesn't take rocket science to figure out people's emotions and lack of. And he was, in fact, the guy that was put in charge and bumped down Tyler Boyer right before Charlie died. He was gonna do the Doge audit check, whatever they're calling it, and try to figure things out for Charlie. And then he ended up dead. But to me, in my opinion, he looks a little, I mean, what is going on here? That's the feeling I get. Genuinely, I feel like he's just like, what just happened here? These people? He seems to be in shock. That's just my opinion. And then this came up, which I found odd, and I can't find anything else on it, but brief life history of Jack Solomon, uncle at UVU, was born in 1870 in Salt Lake, Utah, United States. He died on none other than September 10th, 1910, in his hometown at the age of 40. He was buried in Salt Lake, Utah, United States. I can't find anything more on this, but it caught my eye immediately with the date of September 10th, and that being the day that Charlie was obviously assassinated. So I don't know if anybody else can get out there and find more information on this or what. I'm going to keep digging and see what I find. I'm trying to stay focused, and I don't want to just repeat the same things over and over. I do want to keep it up in the front, but reminder, I believe we're having Tyler's hearing tomorrow. Hopefully we will be able to stream that. if anybody wants to come watch. And also, I have started digging through the massive load of Steam stuff. And we have to be careful on here on using that name because they're watching and looking for it. And I'm going to hopefully start bringing some of that to you too. But we got to learn to talk another language to do so. Because God forbid that, you fight to get it released and then you got to fight to be able to talk about it. But we'll do what we have to do. We know what's up. But anyways, that's all I got for today. And just trying to keep it in a... I mean, it's just crazy if you just keep looking into it and then you see the videos and pictures and everything that's released and... Oh, no, actually, I had one more video. I'm sorry. I saved it for last. Yeah. 1 second. Where did it go? Well, maybe I didn't upload it. I will upload it tomorrow. But it's really sad because it was like a clip of the news anchors, Megyn Kelly in particular, when she found out what happened to Charlie, in the moment, and how emotional and sad and just beside herself she was. And then a couple more news anchors that, could hardly speak and had tears, but they showed more emotion in their news update than these people have in the entire scenario, including the people that were there and seen it firsthand. Every time I watch the very thing the clip that I just was talking about, it makes me tear up still, just thinking about it. But yeah, so I'm sorry. I don't know where. I thought I uploaded it, and I was going to save it. But I clearly did not. Thought I did, I didn't. But anyways, so yeah. So y'all, if you like this content, please like and subscribe, share, turn on notifications, and even if you don't like, subscribe anyway. And like it. It's all for the greater good. And again, tomorrow, hopefully we will be streaming Tyler Robinson's hearing. Hopefully everything goes well. And I've told you before, I've actually been considering going to Utah. I feel like I stand a better chance if going in person to try and talk to people than trying to track people down and calling. People are more inept to talk to you in person than opposed to on the phone. They can just hang up on you. And if you can relate to them, usually they'll talk. So I've seriously considered it. Plus, I just want to kind of get a layout of just how much shit goes on there, and clearly a lot. A lot. Just about as much there as it does in Fort Huachuca and, Delaware and everywhere else. So, in my opinion, allegedly, all of this is in my opinion and allegedly. But you people, we're not stupid. None of us are stupid. We all know. And then you got the Portland is now back on and popping, and the whole ICE thing. Good. I hope to God they don't come doing the protests here, because the amount of tear gas that you see up, I just can't even imagine. I couldn't imagine living in those cities with all that nonsense going on. They shut down roads with droves of people. It's just insane. And by no means am I agreeing with anybody that has been killed or any of that. I don't like none of it. So yeah, I'm rambling. Sorry. But yeah, so that's all I have. And if you like this content, like, subscribe, share, hit the notifications. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, with Tyler Robinson, his hearing. And until then, I hope you have a good night and everybody sleep well. Good night.